So, did you know that your bedroom environment can actually impact the quality of your sleep? There can be situations where after a busy day, you go into a room where you're expecting to sleep, to relax, and you see clutter everywhere. And many times you may start to experience that your mind is racing, that you start to feel really unsettled, right? So I am going to be talking today on how to optimize your bedroom to create that perfect sleep space that can help you sleep well. And for those who don't know me, hi, I'm Dr. Funke Afolabi Brown. I am a sleep physician. I am the founder of Restful Sleep MD. And what I do and what I'm so passionate about is to help busy parents, busy moms, and their children prioritize sleep so they can reach their fullest potential. Now, when it comes to our bedroom, right, it's not the sole purpose for your poor sleep. But then, when we talk about low hanging fruits and areas that you can start to work on to improve your sleep, that might be somewhere to start. And so I'm going to be talking a lot about how we can optimize what we have. Now, I'm not asking you to move, out of where you live currently. I'm not asking you to buy a mansion. It doesn't have to be perfect. You might live in a studio, but there are ways that you can arrange your room that can still promote really good sleep. Because, one of the things we know is that sleep is our most vulnerable state, right? You're at a point where you literally are in complete 100% trust, right? That you will be safe, that you will sleep, and you will wake up well. And our bedroom is also one of the most intimate parts of our homes, of our lives, right? And so we really have to be careful that we're not bringing in external things that do not serve us well, that do not help us to sleep well. We're not bringing them into our home. So now, how do we create that perfect sleep environment, knowing that we want to create a sanctuary, a sacred space that will honor us and honor our bodies and help us to sleep well? The first thing is the temperature. So it's really incredible how temperature can affect the quality of sleep we get. So your temperature, your desired bedroom temperature may vary. But one thing we do know is if you have a cool room temperature, then you're more likely to sleep well. And usually people will recommend anywhere from about 60 to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit to promote restful sleep. Because if what happens is that as we're going to sleep, your core body temperature drops. And so that facilitates the process of falling asleep and staying asleep. And so it also helps you to relax more and can actually improve your deep sleep. But if you are hot, if your room temperature is hot, you're going to be restless because your body is trying to cool down. And that's more likely to make you wake up frequently and might actually contribute to insomnia. So you may need to experiment with what is the best temperature for you. You may need to sort of play with the thermostat a bit to find a cool temperature that's conducive for you. We don't want you bitter cold, but we just want to make sure that you have a cool sleeping environment and pay attention to the quality of your sleep and see how that changes. The second element when we're creating a perfect bedroom environment is light. And we do know that light plays a huge impact on your sleep. The reason why this happens is that it alters your circadian rhythm or your internal clock, that biological clock, which regulates your sleep-wake cycle, right? So in the evening, when it's dark outside, melatonin production starts. And melatonin is kind of the darkness hormone that helps you to start to fall asleep. And on the same side, exposure to light in the evening, especially blue light, will block the production of melatonin and makes it hard for you to sleep. So if your room is super brightly lit, you have disco lights on, you have LED, you have all kinds of bright lights on, and you're finding it hard to fall asleep or stay asleep, that's probably something you need to pay attention to. If you're bringing in devices into your bedroom and you're watching TV and the laptop and all those sources of blue light will suppress melatonin and make it hard for you to sleep. So here's what I recommend if you want to make changes is to make your room as dark as possible. Make it like a cool, dark cave, meaning that you want to block out any external light. And this can be light from, again, your devices. It could be light from TV. You want to also consider using a dimmer, even for your bedroom light. So you start to create that more sort of warm kind of light environment in that sense. And you also do have to pay attention to light sources from other places. It could be your light from, a device, or it could be light from outside, or it could be light from the hallway. So just really pay attention. And you can also use things like a sleep mask. And what that does is it completely blocks that light penetrating in, because you'll notice that even when your eyes are closed, light can still make its way in. So you want to make sure your room is as dark as possible. You can use a sleep mask. You can use blackout shades or blackout curtains, and you can use a tent. There's a tent, a sleep tent I use. It's called the Z Den. I'm going to put that in the show notes. It has been transformative because I'm someone that's really sensitive to light. And so what this is a very nice and cozy tent that I put my pillow in and I go to sleep, and it's nice and dark. Now, if you're someone who has claustrophobia, you may not necessarily appreciate it, but definitely worth checking out. I do not have a kickback. I'm not affiliated with the company. It's called myzden.com. That's the name of the website. But I do have a promo code that was given that I can share with you, my wonderful, faithful listeners. If you put Mom Rest at checkout, you get a 20% of discount. So that's something that you may want to consider. Again, all this information will be in the show notes. So we've talked about temperature, we've talked about light. Now we'll go on to noise. If your bedroom environment is noisy, that can disrupt the quality of sleep you get. So noise either from outside, from noisy neighbors, from traffic, from a snoring spouse or a snoring pet, or your teenager still playing music, or things like that. There could be noise from so many places. What that can do is it will disrupt your sleep and affect the quality of sleep you get. So there are different ways by which you could block out noise. One is to use earplugs, right? So what that will do is it will block out noise from the environment, noise from a snoring spouse, and so much more. Another thing you can do is using a white noise machine or just an old fan, because what that will do is it produces this really consistent and soothing sounds all through the night that can be very calming, very relaxing, and can also mask out external noise. You may want to consider soundproofing your house, especially if you live in a very noisy neighborhood. Is that something that you can afford? You can consider doing that. And then try to deal with the root cause of the noise, right? What's the noise coming from? If it's a house that's snoring, have them checked out. Have them see a sleep doctor. They may have sleep apnea, right? If it's neighbors, you may have to have a conversation with them to try to figure out how we could get those noise levels down in a safe manner, right? And then the fourth piece of optimizing our sleep environment is our beddings. So, you spend a third of your life sleeping in bed. So you really want to invest in beddings that are comfortable, that have good temperature regulation, and also provide that safety and psychological support. And so you may need to invest a little bit. You may need to try out different materials. I recommend using breathable fabric, because what happens is when it's warm outside, it can keep you cool. And then when it's cool outside, it can keep you warm, like in the winter. And so you may want to consider those things. Another thing to consider when it comes to beddings is if you're someone with allergies, you may consider investing in hypoallergenic beddings, right? So that decreases the exposure you might have to allergens. And then the other thing that I would recommend regarding beddings is you want to wash frequently. So anywhere from about 1 to 2 weeks. If you're someone that sweats a lot, then you want to even do it more frequently. If you're someone that has allergies, then you want to reduce the allergen burden by washing your linens frequently in really, really warm water. And then the fifth thing we would consider, see, there's so much to talk about when it comes to your bedroom environment. It's not just somewhere you go to, it's somewhere you have to be very strategic. So number 5 is your bed and the mattress. You want to choose the right mattress that is comfortable for you. If you're someone who has back pain or neck issues, you want to just make sure that you try different mattresses out. Maybe you want to check out the firmness, make sure the firmness is appropriate. I have a whole YouTube video episode that's titled How to Pick the Right Mattress for You. And I'm going to put that link in the show notes as well. That's definitely something you want to check out, where I delve into details step by step on what you want to pay attention to when choosing a mattress, because mattresses are an investment. And the other thing is, for your mattress, you also do have to note that you should probably be changing them about every 7 to 10 years, especially if you start to see them sagging and things like that, because that may start to contribute to discomfort that will also affect your sleep. Now, what's the next one? The sixth one is your bedroom layout and decor. Again, I painted this scenario. You've had a busy day. It's been clutter. It's been a lot of demands placed on you, the kids, work, the boss, the business. You just want to, recede into that solace, that nice and calm environment, sleep environment. So you want to create a sanctuary, somewhere that you're looking forward to going to, where you can have your bedtime routine and things. But if you get in there and there's clutter everywhere, there's clothes on your bed, there's stuff all over the floor, everything's disorganized, you may start to feel very anxious. You may start to feel very nervous. You may start to feel very stressed, and that's not going to help your sleep. So paying attention to making sure your room is tidy, it gives that sense of calm. I want you to try it, even if you're someone who you feel like, well, my room can look like chaos, but I'll still sleep like a baby. I want you to try out an experiment, make it really, really tidy, and then go to bed and let me know how that feels. Because what you want to do is you want to promote that relaxation. Another thing that does affect our sleep is the color of the walls and the decor. So using calming colors for your walls will really promote that relaxation versus, colors that are really bright and stimulating, right? So that's something you may not necessarily be planning to paint your bedroom around now, but if you are, that's something that you want to consider. And then just the ambience of your bedroom environment. So play with different decor, use aromatherapy, a little bit of lavender spray, lighting a candle before bed. You could play some calming music. Create that ambience that does help you to unwind and can help you to sleep well. So those are some things that you want to pay attention to. Now, it's not just about the bedroom environment. If you've followed me for a day, you know that I talk about healthy sleep habits. You want to pair a beautiful bedroom environment with healthy sleep habits. So having a consistent sleep time and a wake up time, exercising regularly, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, making sure that you manage stress, making sure that you create a bedtime routine. All those things pair well with a good bedroom environment. Now, if you're a mom who has sleep issues, it already struggles with difficulties falling asleep, staying asleep, or you're waking up early. If you've tried all this and you realize, well, it's still not working, that's the time when you do need to reach out. And this is what I love to do. I would love to help you to get better sleep, to get into the bottom of what else could be going on around my sleep. It's not the temperature. It's not the color of the walls. It's not the lavender spray. What else could be going on? And so we'll delve deep into what your sleep disruptors are so we can get you the restful sleep you deserve. So don't wait one more day to struggle with your sleep. I want you to use the link in the show notes to schedule a call with me so that we could talk about this and we could get you sleeping well. So I hope this video has been helpful. My goal and my hope is that the little pieces of this puzzle start to come together for you when it comes to your sleep health. And until next time, I hope you rest well.